Are you serious?
Go back.
Have you seen these guys fully perform for over 18s?
Hold on.
Never? You've never seen that?
I know. Oh, can you put my headphones back in?
Throw it back in.
Wait, what is Dorothy doing again? I
She's
missed
DJing.
that. So
So
Dorothy's
she's been working with Lenny. So they've put together an OG album. So this is it's an EDM album that's a kind of a dance album.
that
OG
is
songs.
the
And Lenny's remixing it as
coolest
well
idea.
with
Yeah.
her? Okay, sick.
Yeah, so it's that comes out soon, and we'll actually be playing the tracks out of Hello Sunshine Festival in Melbourne, 2nd of March. So we'll be there I'll be there with Anthony and Dorothy, DJ Dorothy. It's called Sound System.
Already cancelled.
Welcome, it's already cancelled. Keen Yaz Avnisha with a special guest today, everybody.
Yeah.
From one of the biggest. How would you describe the group? How would you describe these artists?
You got to. Are you going to describe the first group or the group he's in now?
Well, it's the same essentially. It
It's
falls
the same.
under the same
It's
banner.
yeah, exactly.
No, it doesn't. How?
I know how to describe them. You ready?
There's no audio
Wiggles.
there.
Oh yeah. Well, it's the Wiggles, everybody.
It's the Wiggles.
We did the little gun movements.
Yeah.
Their fingers.
We have finger movements.
They're not guns.
They
They're
are
not
guns.
And their fingers.
Holy shit! My whole childhood has been ruined.
It's
You
from a
guys are
bowling.
throwing guns up.
when you score
You're
a strike in
shooting
bowling,
everyone.
you go,
Oh, it's a strike. It's a strike win.
Okay.
I can just imagine the Wiggles now throwing up like W.
Gang signs?
Wiggles, baby.
John Pearce, welcome to the show, the Purple Wiggle.
Yeah.
How are you, brother? Look at you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's great.
I mean,
This
I can't
is
believe
crazy.
We're
I
a
feel-
bit starstruck here.
Yeah.
See, when you were describing, you were like, how do I describe this group? What I was saying is, you got to remember, he was in a boy band.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would you
those are
say
the
that
days.
was it a boy band?
I don't know,
Justice Crew?
you can call it whatever you want. It was an experience, is what it was.
Let's go back. 'cause
Let's go back, all the way back.
Yeah.
All the way back because,
the
because you've hit a level of I would say fame, but you'd hit a level of success worldwide, and we've got to go right back to the beginning just to understand this story because it's actually a wild story. It's actually a really cool story.
Was
of
it
John Pearce?
Yeah, was it Australia's Got Talent?
Australia's Got Talent.
2010?
2010, that's the one. So
You came out doing backflips and breakdancing moves and singing and dancing and all that stuff.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, Justice Crew was born.
Was it all of you guys? I don't even remember the audition, but was it all of you guys that auditioned initially,
So-
or was it just yourself?
So Justice Crew was born about 6 months before Australia's Got Talent. There was 9 members, and we initially formed as from 2 different crews. Me and my twin brother Len had a dance crew from school, and we competed in dance competitions outside of school, just for fun. So we kind of copied this movie, You Got Served, which we loved. So
Oh
we
my
kind of,
gosh, you got served.
yeah. So that was the birth of hip hop dancing for me and my brother.
Yeah.
And we formed a dance crew called Justice Crew, meeting another group called Psalms. So they were called Psalms, and
Were they crumpers? They were all like
there was a crumper in the group.
Scrap?
They were professional breakdancers. These guys looked legit.
Yeah.
And me and my brother were just making things up that we saw on YouTube just for fun. And we came second in the dance competition. So it was international hip hop champs. We came second to this group called Psalms. And, we kept in contact. And shortly after, we formed a new crew.
So if you can't
called
beat
Justice
them, you
Crew.
join them, right?
Exactly.
Smart.
That's where
Yeah.
that saying makes sense.
I like
Yeah.
that. You've got Filipino background.
Half Filipino. My mum's Filipino and my dad's Australian.
Can I ask, what is it? Because I remember, back in school, around the 2010 period, all the dancers in our school were all Filipino. Why? What's the
They're
go with
good
that?
dancers.
Well, the Jabberwockies were majority Filipino, and if
Yep.
you look at most nurses, they're all breakdancers. One of them are Filipinos too, so I don't know where that comes
I
from.
think the Filipinos follows American culture a lot. Like basketball's big
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
Philippines.
Yeah.
Dancing's big in the Philippines, and that's pretty much it, right? Like,
Well, Filipinos are born with amazing voices as
As
well.
well.
they're great singers
yeah.
too.
I think
That's
it's
true.
Yeah, I think the creativity is kind of born into you. Now I don't know why, but you just get drawn towards it.
So, you guys also sung songs and everything as well, right?
Yeah.
And when you did that, were you always comfortable with singing?
No, so initially we won Australia's Got Talent as a breakdancing group. So we used
Yeah.
to busk in the city of Sydney. We used to breakdance, and we used to teach children, youth off the street how to dance, and that was kind of
that's
our
nice.
that was our story. And after winning Australia's Got Talent, we had such a strong following, and we had a story that was kind of unique. And Sony Music approached us, and they said, what can you guys do? We need to kind of what else can we do here to reach more people? So.
And then you
You
guys
guys wanna make your own songs?
You guys said at the end. Of the day.
Not yet. It was from Friday to Sunday.
Oh yeah, that's all right.
Oh my gosh, that just
There's
unlocked
so
your
many
memory.
flashback songs of these
Yeah.
guys. You had Que Sera, which was like 25 weeks, number one or something,
Yeah,
right?
it was 9 weeks at number one. That was a huge moment for us. So 9 weeks at number one, and at the time it broke the record for the longest number one on the ARIA charts, which beat Olivia Newton-John, which is massive for us.
Yeah, so you beat Olivia Newton-John 9 weeks. I remember that I actually interviewed you guys. It was my first interview on radio ever in my life. And
Really?
And that's where I met John. And I had no idea what I was doing. It was the most embarrassing interview
We
of
didn't
all
either.
time.
You can redeem yourself today, hopefully.
I know.
Fingers crossed.
So that song broke records. It was number one in Australia
That's right, yeah, Que Sera.
as well.
Yes.
You guys recorded 2 video clips for that, didn't you?
Yeah, so
What was the reason for that?
Que Sera did quite well in Australia, and it was surprising for all of us. And I think to break internationally into America, that was a conversation we had with RCA Records over there. We needed to do an American catered, so it was more specific for the American market. So the brief was kind of following the Backstreet Boys. Their first video, I think it was "As Long as You Love Me."
Okay,
the fans with the signs and things
Yeah.
like that. And that was the main reason why.
I was listening around that time. Obviously, when I had just got into the industry and I was DJing and I was meeting new people and talking, I heard that. Okay, so you toured with Pitbull,
Yes.
right? And Pitbull really loved you guys.
Yep.
I heard he offered you a deal. Did that actually happen?
So the story with Pitbull, he was in Australia on tour. So he was here.
Yeah.
Our song Boom Boom was number one at the time. So it was playing on TV in his hotel room. And his manager was watching TV and this is the story he told us. Who are these guys? I've never seen them before.
Yeah.
Right.
So he reached out to us and invited us to perform with him on his Sydney show. We just to jump on and to perform with him.
Yeah.
So we met the team and they really wanted to develop us and bring us into America. So we were signed to 305, which was Pitbull's label, for a short period. And the story, we were trying to break into America. So we did actually record a song which was never released.
Damn.
Why did it never get released?
Yeah, it was just a bit, it was between the labels, so it was nothing to do with us. So yeah, as an artist, sometimes you don't really get involved too much in that side of
You
things.
just do the
and
art, yeah.
The artists just lose. So.
Did you enjoy that transition though? Like, because obviously you were a dancer,
Yes.
then you become a singer, and then now there's a group of boys together, like having, because I feel like, was there ever animosity between you guys? Like, who's the number one?
Well, who was
like,
the
who's
alpha?
at the forefront?
The alpha male.
Yeah.
We were all quite introverted as a group. There was no one that was really taking charge, and we were all just nodding and smiling because we were there.
Yeah.
And it was almost like imposter syndrome. We all
Gotcha.
had that. It
I
felt
feel like
should we be here?
Yeah, but I feel like you're being a bit humble because I feel like if I was to talk to the teeny boppers of the 2010s, they'd probably say you were the leader of that group.
Everyone has their own opinion.
I don't know. That's how I always saw it.
I think in the back end of things, I think I was very organized, and if someone wanted to know what was on the schedule, I would know that. And,
Yeah.
Right.
And I'd be the point of contact usually most of the time with Sony and the A&R.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Okay, so that all happened with Justice Crew, and did it just fizzle out? Why and how did it sort of come to its end?
I think with most things, they do kind of dwindle down eventually,
Yep.
Unless you make it work. And I think for us as a group, we didn't have the infrastructure in place to kind of sustain a long career.
Yeah.
And naturally, I was 19 when we won Australia's Got Talent.
So young as well.
Your
yeah.
taste in music and what you like and what you see for the future is different. And when you grow,
Yeah.
everyone kind of gets pulled to different directions. And
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what happened when we all started doing side projects, and we're still together as friends. And I think naturally it just kind of got to that point. And I think with COVID-19 and things like that, the music industry was kind of shut down for a period.
Yeah.
We all kind of had to take different hobbies and different decisions. So
I still remember seeing Justice Crew in Canberra. And
Did
it
you?
was like, it was, I don't know, it was some sort of festival thing. I don't even remember. It must have been Australia Day. I don't recall, but you guys were performing. Jessica Malboy was there too. It was epic.
was it, how long ago was this? 20?
This was like at least 10 years
It
ago.
would have been Australia Day.
Talking about the live performances, because you brought it up, Nisha. John, I was talking to you a couple of years ago, and I remember we were talking about Que Sera, the song.
Yeah.
And you would lead that song, right? Obviously, like the beginning of it.
At the end of
What was happening? You told me a story about something in your ear for you to be on key, because obviously you guys are dancers turned singers.
Yeah,
so hitting that right key at the right time is a big thing. You had it on replay in your ear or something? What was going on with that?
So because the song starts with, straight a cappella, and you got to land on that chord, right? And in-ears, so you can't hear it on the TV.
Yeah.
It's just the first note that just goes
They play the
it's
note
just
for
a
you.
note. Yeah, it's just on repeat. So there's 4 counts. Instead of you hearing a click track, you hear just the note 4 times.
I thought it was
with that song.
I remember you telling me it was at the end. At the end, at the end. That's all.
I would do that.
No, that just
I would
skip
do
the
that.
track skipped,
He's like, shit.
and he's having a fit on stage.
Yeah, on the live shows, I used to do that just at the back.
Yeah.
I just run at the side because it drops out again mid-song and it kind of just goes really
Right.
exposed. So just to make sure you get that note.
That's stressful. That's stressful.
It'd
Good
just
on
be
you for
fun.
taking that responsibility.
I'll just be out there like going, at the end.
That's so funny.
So then so after COVID-19, then you've got this opportunity come up with the Wiggles. This is like pretty much the biggest brand to come out of Australian entertainment.
Yeah.
If you don't know them, they are how do you describe the Wiggles? Describe the Wiggles for us quickly.
Well, I would describe, when I used to watch the Wiggles, they were like the Beatles for children, or they were like, the pop stars for children, I think.
That's the best way to
They're
describe
the
it.
pioneers, the pioneers for children.
Yeah,
100%.
and super successful. They all have different colours. You're in here today with the purple. You're the new purple Wiggle.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say new anymore, right? Because you've been there for a couple of years now.
It still feels new, and I do still feel like it does. It still feels super fresh, and I think until you spend a few more years, and it has been 3 years already, and that goes quick.
Yeah.
I think you do start to get used to it, but I don't think I'll ever get used to
Did
it.
they scout you? Did they come out and grab you and say we want you to be a part of it, or did you have
How
to?
did it happen?
How does it happen?
Yeah, it's I don't even know. Let me explain it to you.
I'm taking notes.
So through the years of performing with Justice Crew, I did get to meet the Wiggles, at different concerts like Carols in the Domain and Australia Day concerts and things like that. So I've met Anthony before, and Anthony lives down the road from me, so we're in the same neighbourhood.
Wow,
and
okay.
literally in that COVID-19 period, when everyone had to stay into their areas and things like that, I bumped into Anthony everywhere.
Because you couldn't
Like
leave.
everywhere.
Yeah.
There's a local pizza shop that we go to.
Yeah.
And after I got married and we moved into Gladesville, we used to go to this pizza shop where Anthony was there a few times, and I'd see him there. I don't want to bother anybody.
Did you judge his pizza order? Did you, like, how dare you get Hawaiian?
Yeah, literally. I don't like to bother people, but there was this one instance we were there for dinner with my wife's family, and she's got a cousin. He's got special needs, so he's quite he's confident. But if he sees someone like the Wiggles, like Anthony, he will make sure
you
that
can't
it's
contain
known.
himself.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we were there one night, and his name's Michael. He goes, Anthony, like Anthony Wiggles pulls him up and says, can I get a picture or whatever?
Yeah.
And John, this is John from Justice Crew. He was kind of making this connection, and Anthony, the great man he is, probably had no idea who Justice Crew was, but he said he knew me, so we kind of met and kept in contact.
He's like,
So that was the kind of first meeting where we started kind of seeing, I started crossing paths a lot.
Yeah.
And then I did reach out because I was working as a trainer on the side too. I did message him and I said, if you want a training partner, let me know. And
nice way in. What a nice way in.
Smart.
I'm a PT. If you're looking to stay in shape, here I am.
Now, was there any intention behind that message? Did you want more? Like, were you actually just trying to slide into the DMs and get more out of that conversation? Or did you actually just want a training partner?
I was very starstruck at the time, and I think I'm open to help as many people as possible. And if Anthony Wiggle was one of them, that would be it's a dream come true for me already. And let alone it doesn't lead you to joining the Wiggles.
So did you end up doing a session with Anthony? Did he end up coming?
Eventually, I think it was after I became a Wiggle.
Oh, okay. So
after. Okay.
And that's you portray the strong Wiggle, right? You're always on stage like lifting dumbbells and doing bench press.
I think the great thing with the Wiggles is that they bring your own personality through your character. So I'm not actually playing a character.
But we're missing a piece here, though. We're missing a piece. So you started talking DMing. Did you have to go for an audition? What happened there?
So there was this period where I kept seeing Anthony literally every second day. He'd be riding his bike, I'd be driving, and I'd see him. He messaged me one day and he said, hey Johnny, we're working on a pilot TV series. It's produced by the Wiggles. It's not with the Wiggles. It's produced by the Wiggles. Would you be interested? And this was called The Dollhouse on Stanyon Street. So it was just a pilot. Do you want to come in and meet the team, and we can go from there?
Yeah.
So that was the first time I walked into the Wiggles HQ.
Yeah.
And we worked on this pilot series, and we filmed that, and everything went well, and it kind of went quiet for a few months after that. And then he reached out to me. I think it was in the early new year of 2021, and he said, Johnny, I got some news. Do you want to catch up for a coffee?
Oh, I love those. I love those
and
messages.
it's going to be good as well.
So, it was exciting, and I was waiting to hear what was happening with this show, and if it was going to move forward. And we caught it for the coffee, and it was nothing to do with the show we filmed.
Yeah.
And he said, they've had a chat and they're looking at expanding the Wiggles.
Wow. Wow.
So at this time, when you hear that, you're not really sure what to expect.
Yeah.
And he said, would you be interested in becoming part of this new lineup?
That's crazy.
And it was just from there. I just didn't. I was like, yeah, cool. I'm very dry with my emotions and how I express
Level-headed.
myself. And I think it didn't really make sense at the time. And I said, of course, you jump at that. Anyone that grew up with the Wiggles and you love music and you want to perform, I think you jump at the idea.
It is a unique thing to be offered, right? Was the first thing that came into your head what colour shirt you're going to wear?
I think I didn't register what happened. So when he said all that, I kind of walked home and I called my wife Jess and I said, look, Anthony asked me to do this thing. I wasn't kind of listening. I kind of, when you kind of
zone out
saying that.
Yeah,
Almost everything kind of just goes dark.
Yeah, yeah.
And the whole world's caving in on
I was
you?
like, hold on a minute.
Yeah, but like with the Wiggle, right? Because I'm curious because you obviously have to go, you talk to your wife, you have to go through all the details of what could happen because essentially you've been in the entertainment industry for so long.
Yep.
And then when you become a Wiggle, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like once you become a Wiggle, you're a Wiggle for life.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? So that's, but that's a big career move to make. So did that come to mind when you were kind of going through the decision process?
Yeah, it does. And I think you have to be conscious that, once you move into children's entertainment, it's a different field altogether. And it's so new for me. And I think it's not a sacrifice, it's a commitment.
Yeah.
And I think, you really have to own it and you just got to take it all on. And I think, I love the gig and I think it's perfect for me. And
that's cool.
And the thing is, you're going to have to wear the same colour for the rest of your life. I'm sorry I'm focusing on the colours, but I do think that would be the most important decision you'd have to make.
Yeah, you'd be purple Wiggle for life.
Did you get to decide to be purple?
No, I didn't. I think any skivvy, just to put it on, felt like you became a superhero. Like, like I was asked to join the Avengers or something.
100%. And you know what? I think you did get the best colour.
You like purple?
Purple. If I was to be able to choose what colour Wiggle I wanted to be, just from the colour point of view, I would have to go with purple.
I think you look like a red kind of guy.
You reckon
red?
red?
Yeah, you're red. For sure.
Any openings for the red Wiggle? Come up.
Can you imagine Yaz as a Wiggle?
Who's the red Wiggle right now?
Simon, isn't he?
Simon, and there's Katarina too.
And Katarina.
So,
Yeah.
Is Simon the OG?
Simon is part of the second round. So
the second round.
Murray was the original.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Murray. Yeah.
He played the guitar, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Play guitar with Murray.
So, but I'm just seeing here, purple represents sexual frustration or a need to appear unorthodox. Is that you?
You know what? I did think this, but someone else told me that purple also means royalty. I think there's another meaning for it.
Matter of perspective.
So you go down that angle. You go down that angle.
Depends which way you're looking.
Another question. I've been thinking about this ever since you became a purple Wiggle. Do you have beef with Jeff?
Yeah.
Because you are the new purple Wiggle, you're representing that colour. Is Jeff a bit upset? Is he how does he feel about it?
Jeff's a very quiet guy, and I don't think there's beef there. I think I'm always starstruck. We're all starstruck every time Jeff turns up. And it's just like we went on a tour early last year and Jeff, he played the keys for the tour and just being, sharing a car with him and just be sitting at the back.
Was it the big red car?
It was a red Kia.
It was when you're sharing a car with a Wiggle, you assume it's that little buggy, that red buggy they drive.
Yeah, exactly.
And how's his sleeping issues going? Is he?
He's still sleeping. He's in the retirement village at Manly. So
that's not that bad.
Was Jeff Asian?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did they pick you to be the purple because you're Asian as well? Do they want to keep that same?
Sometimes I forget I'm half Asian, but I like to say, Filipinos sometimes like to say, Pacific Islanders or something.
Yeah.
I don't think that was part of the cause. I think it was just, a coincidence.
Yeah. I don't think that they'll racially they'll racially profile their members.
Because Lockie's
not
there
the Wiggles.
too.
Yeah, Lockie's there too.
Yeah, he's not Asian.
I was going to say something and I went completely blank.
I don't know. Okay, so I was with my nephew, right?
That's right.
And I don't know if I think it was I don't know if it was the old Wiggles or the new Wiggles, but they came on screen and I was just like, I remember like making myself breakfast.
Yep.
And it was like they were doing a song. And this was the song.
What was the song?
Papa Dum, Papa Dum, Papa Dum, Papa Dums. We love Papa Dums. That was like the lyrics. It was along those lines, right?
Papa
and I'm
dum,
Indian.
Papa dum, Papa dum. Yeah, that's it.
Is that actually is that a Wiggle song?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I think it's an older song. I'm not too familiar. It was before my time.
Anyway,
Yeah.
it's a great song. But I was like interested as to who writes it, right? Because I'm assuming that you've got writers there.
Yeah.
they didn't think too much around the Papadum song. It was just Papadum. That was a lyric. But do you have a part in like to play with it, like in terms of writing and all that stuff?
And I think the great thing is with the Wiggles is that it's all internal. So at the Wiggles HQ there are recording studios and there are TV studios and everything is written in house. We do have writers that come in as well that we kind of work with. Majority of the music is Anthony's very heavily involved, and we've got a sound engineer there that's very talented, Al, who helps with the writing too. And it's all a collaborative effort, and I'm very much involved now in the songwriting process.
What's crazy to think as well is that before the Wiggles was another band, right? Does everyone know that?
The
What do you mean?
Cockroaches. The Cockroaches.
What?
So they started off as an actual.
They were an actual band called the Cockroaches.
The original Wiggles.
The original 4 Wiggles were called the
were like
Cockroaches.
punk rockers called the Cockroaches.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so Jeff, Anthony and his brother. And his brothers were in a band called the Cockroaches, and Greg was working as a roadie
Yeah.
for the Cockroaches.
And wait.
You guys didn't know that?
No, and then they started the Wiggles?
Yeah.
So then Anthony had a project on the side. He wanted to just put together a children's album because they were working as early childhood educators at the time.
All of them?
Yeah, they were all working there.
Oh my God, the Cockroaches look like they're straight out of Grease, the
see.
movie. Look.
Yeah, it all goes into detail. There's a documentary that came out last year that kind of goes into the story of the Wiggles, and it kind of gives you an insight of the whole story.
Because they went from being the Cockroaches to a brand of music that makes like $40 million a year.
More than that, from what I've heard.
I think at the beginning, from Anthony, it wasn't the intention to make a business.
Of course.
I think it was all genuine and organic, and they just started at birthday parties. And
it feels like that as well, though. Like it doesn't feel like it's a money grab. It doesn't.
but
It's
like-
so authentic to children. It actually connects us. Even with my 2 daughters. Like my daughter went to the concerts and stuff. I think you actually might have been at one of the concerts. But yeah, she loves it. She'd go. She'd dance. She'd put on the Emma thing. Speaking of Emma, is everyone upset? Like, is there like mad beef with Emma that she left?
Is it like an NWA kind of situation?
Like, is she now
All
Ice
this
Cube?
all this beef with the Wiggles. There's no beef there. It's all positive, and everyone kind of does their own thing. And I think if you move in and move out, and it's a
still
good team, it's a
family.
good community. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's not really that kind of world.
It's kids music. Yeah, I get it.
When you signed on, John,
Yep.
I feel like the most excited people in the world weren't the children; it was their mothers.
Yeah.
Have you? Well, what do you want me to do when I go on social media and I see a video of John going from a gym session wearing a singlet to him wearing his purple, Wiggle outfit, his Avengers suit, and then you go into the comments and it's just a bunch of milfs just commenting saying, "When's the next concert? When's the next show? I'm going to buy a ticket for myself. Kids are busy."
There's dads in there too, uncles, aunties.
Yeah.
No, it's that was a phenomenon. So that was last year. I think I posted a video, and it was on tour. And I think the first video that kind of had that kind of attraction was me walking from my Justice Crew self into my Wiggle self as 2 people.
Yeah.
Right.
And having that moment going like, move out of my way. And it was that trend that went viral on TikTok.
I'm not your bro.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
one?
Yeah. So I wanted to do that with Jeff on tour, and that was the tour, and I just totally forgot about it. And I went home and was
Right.
like, you know what, I'll just do it with myself here.
Yeah.
Because I saw a whole bunch of clips. I went down this little rabbit hole of Googling you and just seeing how many people love you. And I was like,
What did you
God,
think?
I'd swap my life with this bloke so easily.
Have you ever had like really strange requests from mothers? Like, any, you do a private show or anything like that?
Oh, no, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Where would they send those requests in?
Yeah, that's
But when your wife sees the comments on TikTok, does she has anything does she say anything to you? Like,
she's great. No, we have a laugh about
Oh,
it.
good,
Yeah,
good,
she's
good.
she's super supportive, and we just
And how do the other Wiggles feel about it? Does Anthony come up to you and go, dude, like,
you need to chill out.
yeah, like,
you know what?
getting a bit
Anthony's-
sexual here, brother.
Andy's the biggest culprit. It's all positive. He loves it, and I think it's all positivity, and it's getting out there. And I think for myself, it's that acceptance, and I feel like I've kind of been accepted as a Wiggle,
Yeah.
or whatever people
that's
want to call
good.
it.
Do you reckon you're going to retire as a Wiggle?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah?
I'd stay here as long as it lasts, and I think it'll be another 30 years or 40 years.
What is I'm so curious. What does
This
your day
guy-
look like as a Wiggle? Like, what do you do? Like,
Day in the life.
It's a good question. He just wakes up, goes to the mirror, and goes,
Let's go.
So first I do a workout and I jump into my suit. So it changes all the time. So
Yeah.
we're always, if we're not on tour traveling, we would normally do 3 to 4 shows a day. If we're not touring,
Okay.
we're in the studio and we're writing, recording, and recording a new TV
So
series.
it's exactly like a music artist. Like you're a music artist.
Yeah.
These are performers.
Yeah.
It's the same concept. You're either in the studio or you're on the road.
Yeah, exactly. And
Monday to Friday.
and it's so busy. Yeah, we've always got things on.
Yeah, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
honestly,
Life to be a wiggle.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I'd swap lives with you, John.
You said this
Do you
before
wanna
you
try?
came here as well, by the way. It's like
Can
got
I
the best
actually?
life.
Can I admit something, John?
Sure.
This is going to sound a bit
Go for it.
weird.
Oh God, don't
This
say it.
sounds so strange.
say it.
I've got a bunch of screenshots of you in my phone.
Okay, this is now getting
Let me
weird.
let me explain. I'm going to explain why. At one point of my life, and this was probably like halfway through last year, I was getting what's the opposite of complimented?
Not
it-
complimented.
Teased.
Abused?
I was getting teased about my fashion sense.
Oh, gosh.
And I
Who
was like-
teasing you?
Oh, just Avnisha was one of them.
Okay. Maybe 1%.
Kian was telling me skinny jeans are out.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They are.
That is
There's a
true.
whole bunch of
Yeah,
stuff.
you're right.
Anyway,
Thank you.
so then I was like, well, shit, I need to figure out how to dress. And one person that came to mind was John. Because
That's
when
a
John,
fucking outfit.
No, when
that's not what you wear to the bar. That's what you wear in when you perform to kids, guys. Okay,
I'm not going to the shops. I'm not going to industry and saying, hey, have you got like a purple one? I'm not doing that. No,
time.
but when John's outside of that outfit, his fashion sense is on point. So I've
thanks.
actually got screenshots of you,
Do you?
and then I'll walk into shops. I'll walk into like YD or Tarakash, and I'll be like, can you dress me like this? And they're like, why are you showing me the wiggle? And I'm like, just like he's got this. I don't know. I just love the way I love the way you dress. It is amazing. So what I'm going to ask you now is, can we go shopping?
Gosh.
Yeah, look, I think with that, I think it really helps when my wife works in fashion and she's a fashion buyer and she
Okay.
works for Prada. And I think
Oh wow.
That's what it is.
having that advice at home and having that guidance, I think it's.
So what do you say?
Don't
He's
you
trying to
love
teach.
how he didn't answer your question?
He's trying to.
yes, we can go shopping.
He's trying to teach
Jess
you
can
how
go
to
with-
fish, not catch a fish for you.
Yeah, true. Okay, so
Jess can help you.
especially when you said Prada, that makes so much sense. He has this singlet, and by the way, I've searched for this
gonna
singlet.
wear it.
I've searched for this singlet everywhere, and I can't find it.
Yeah.
It's a mad little like. I can't explain it.
It's
but
just a regular thing that's got that little.
A Prada
it's got the
Yeah.
Prada symbol right in the middle, and I'm like, bro, if I wear this to the TikTok awards, like I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull
You
so
can
many
borrow it. I'll let you borrow
girls.
There's another thing that Yaz is a bit reluctant to share with you, but I feel like as Yaz's dolphin bromance that we have,
Yeah.
it's only right for me to share it on his behalf.
Oh God, what is it?
How would the Wiggles feel if they had competition from a crew put together by Yaz called the Woggles?
I think there are the Woggles.
Woggles exist?
I think.
Oh, there goes my plans for
I think if you
2024.
Google it, I'm sure someone's done that, like as a joke.
Yeah, because it's a pretty brilliant idea.
I
But
think
no,
someone's-
nothing's coming. Oh
I
yeah,
think, like,
there
Rob-
is.
I think,
There definitely is the Woggles.
Oh, it's bloody that Greek Aussie bloke. What's his name? Nick Giannopoulos.
Yeah, they did.
You know the
skit,
Wog-
I think
Yeah.
it's
The Wog Boy. The Wog Boy created the Woggles. Well, that makes sense.
That does make sense. It's very on
Oh,
brand.
well, that idea's out then, Yaz.
Oh, it's all about trademarks, my friend. All about trademarks. Let's search it.
It's been done.
It's been done.
Yeah, it has been done.
What about the Waggles? Waggles been done?
You Google it.
Waggles.
Just Google it.
Let's
Wiggles
just
have
check
been around.
every single vowel.
With the W, yeah.
John, what's happening with the Wiggles in 2024? Anything exciting that you can share with us?
In 2024, we're working on new content, so there's a big focus on and pushing out a lot more content, and I think with everything changing and everything is on streaming, so I think that's our main focus, other than touring and doing shows. So I think every year
Is there going to be new like expansion of new characters into the Wiggles?
I think the Wiggles are going to stay as they are. And I
Oh,
think
you're cheering about that.
It's
eh?
gonna be 16 Wiggles by June.
Yeah. There's going to be an army of us.
I think it's just creating new content, and we are, because we're making that connection to my culture being Filipino. We're doing a bit more Filipino content.
Oh, that's cool.
nice.
That's
That's
cool.
cool.
So we start bringing in all the different cultures around it. I
Yeah.
like
That's
that.
awesome.
Has there ever been an Arab Wiggle? Ever?
Stop trying.
Google
Shut
it.
your mouth.
Google it.
Probably.
I don't
No,
think
but
so.
you know what? There's Wiggles all over the world. Like you got Spanish Wiggles. You got like
Yeah,
there's
just
so many
figure it.
different.
Do you
factions.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Google.
Has the that's the whole
That's your favorite
podcast.
word. You should make a song about that.
Great idea.
If you don't know anything, don't Google it.
Google it.
Yeah, the Latin American Wiggles. So obviously our boys, the Wiggles, would own all these they franchise it. That's what it is. So
Is there
it's a franchise.
Indian Wiggles? I'm going to Google it.
Google it.
Indian Wiggles. Indian Wiggles.
The Wiggles.
The first thing that comes up when I search Indian Wiggles is
It's spelt wrong.
Papadum, the song.
It has to be spelt with a V for them to pronounce it with a W.
Yeah.
No, I think it's just me who does that, to be honest.
Remember when you asked me to get something from the vending machine?
I have trouble between my W's and V's,
Right.
and I don't know why. I think it's just a me thing.
It's your accent.
It's kind of like Filipinos, like my mum. I've been doing videos and they confuse, P's and F's, and it's common because of the languages that you learn, right? And you make
exactly, and you grow up with your parents speaking another
it's
language.
unique. I think it's good.
Yeah.
When you posted that video of your mum pronouncing certain things, did you know it was going to blow up? Did you have that feeling?
I think the intention. I think for me, it blew my mind that she calls the fridge a Frigidaire. with a P, but there's an actual brand called Frigidaire.
Oh, so
That's
maybe
why
she got
she called
confused.
it. I thought she's been calling it like a shortened version of the refrigerator.
But Frigidaire actually a brand that sells
Yes.
refrigerators.
I found this out now with people commenting saying that it's an actual brand in Germany or somewhere up in northern part of the world.
So the joke's on you there.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
She's actually saying a brand
She's
name.
right.
Well, my parents, like my dad, he would always say, and I still can't say it, bicycle.
Yep.
He said bicycle, right? And then for like bowls, he would say bowl. So like when my friends would come over, he's like, "Oh, just get them a bowl," and things like that.
the
It was
actual
so
bowl.
embarrassing. Or like on the bath, off the bath.
Yeah.
And so that's now like in my vocabulary. And there's one word which I hate. Burgers?
No.
Let us say it.
Burgundy. Damn it, did I say that wrong?
Burgundy.
Burgundy.
Yeah.
That's the one I hate the most. I can't say that word.
Burgundy.
But no one ever says burgundy in the day, do they?
No,
it's like
unless
an
you're going
odd
and buying a pair of chinos.
Say maroon or something.
Yeah. No one
Exactly.
says Burgundy. Can we just play the video of John and his mum real quick?
Oh yeah, play it.
It is
I
so,
haven't seen it.
It is so funny. Come watch it, Nishi.
Yeah, she's hilarious.
Hey mum, what is this thing called?
It's a fridge as well.
Frigidaire.
Frigidaire. Need to get from the shops?
Soft drink.
Soft
What soft drink do you want?
Soft drink. We need to buy some soft drink. Hey mum, what are you standing on? What is this called?
Put that.
Put pat.
Huh?
You're standing on the put pat.
God, that's beautiful.
So growing up ethnic, I mean, that was
So
something
cute.
that we all share here.
Yeah.
What was something that you did know a distinct difference from white Australian? But you do have Australian in you, but
Your dad's Australian, right?
your dad's Aussie.
Yeah.
It's Aussie
But
you can get.
from your strong Filipino heritage, what was one of the differences you saw in your household as opposed to your friends' households? Like for me, for example, my dad wore socks and sandals. I never saw anyone else's dad
Yeah.
do that. You know what I mean? What
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that for you?
I think, with all those small things, like how my mum calls different things, like open and close the light, or she'd pick something up from the floor with her feet and point to things with her lips. I think those things,
Yeah.
it was normal for me, and to find that a lot of people did grow up that same way. It
What do you
blows
mean
my
she
mind.
picks things up with her feet? Can we go back to that for a
Well,
second?
if you drop something on the floor, let's just say your hat,
She'd pick it up with her feet.
Yeah.
instead of bending
it's
down to pick it
normal.
up, you pick it up with your toes,
Yeah.
and you put it to your hand, and you
Wait,
Yeah,
Avnisha, don't say
she
that's
do the
normal.
math?
No, I do that.
She does a mad
People
flick.
do
flick
catch.
it. Just go, yeah.
I did that the other day.
Oh, the
I was-
the Chris Brown flick.
Yeah, I did the Evie. I was holding my daughter, and something was on the floor, it was probably her
Yeah,
dress
so-
or so, and I just grabbed it with my toes, flicked it up,
Yeah.
caught it with the other hand behind my back, did a spin, went and changed the nappy.
Was anyone there to witness it?
No, just her.
No, don't
But
believe
she
you
was too
then.
young, so she won't ever remember.
Don't believe you.
I don't believe you either. No, Yaz's story always freaks me out because I had the exact same memory of going to your friend's house, and it's usually like an Australian kid or something.
Yeah.
And the mom comes in and goes, "Honey, it's dinner time."
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then the kid's like, "Oh, just give me 10 minutes, mate. You keep playing. I'm just gonna have dinner."
Yeah, I always found that weird. It wasn't like all my Aussie mates. It was just like
Just
A
one.
few.
a couple of them. It was just like it was very weird for them not to invite me to dinner when I'm upstairs. But they would,
Yeah.
but they weren't like my Arab mum. My Arab mum would cook
That's
for
what
a
I'm
village
saying.
of 50.
Well, that's
Yeah.
normal for ethnics.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
don't. They they cooked a proportion, and I understand that. you know.
Yeah.
I always went home hungry though and upset.
Are you a big cook? Do you cook your food at home? Or is
And,
it?
yeah, now we cook. So
Yeah.
we cook a lot. We actually do a lot of HelloFresh, so I think that does help. It's a lot
HelloFresh is
easier.
great.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, we
So
did that for a bit. It's amazing.
You're not vegan, are you?
No. I'm just
Your brother
regular.
your brother used to be vegan.
Yeah, my
For
brother's
anyone
vegan.
doesn't know, you're actually a twin. You're one half of a twin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've got a twin brother.
Were
Yeah.
you born before him? Did you come first, or did he?
Yeah, so I'm 30 minutes older than him.
Oh, that's good. Have you always put that on top of him his whole life? Have you always put that on him?
I have, but
Yeah, good.
the thing is, when I asked my mum, she says it felt like 30 minutes. So she thinks it's 7 minutes, and then there's anher theory where
Yeah.
Lenny's actually older than me.
Oh shit.
So she just can't
Oh.
remember. So I don't know. I just
so you
have to call the
actually-
hospital and get some clarity.
Well, don't you have birth certificate with the time on it?
No, does
No,
it
they
have
don't.
time?
They
I don't
don't
think
put
it's
time.
time,
They don't think
no.
they put time.
It's
They don't put time on your birth certificate.
No.
Twin
No.
1, twin 2, yeah, I don't know. So because we look the same. When you have two newborns just born, you don't know the difference yet.
Do you know what's funny?
Put them in the bath, they might.
You
swap
could have
around.
been Len. Like with a
I know.
split decision, you could have been Len and he would have been John.
Now, Len, I'm not sure if anyone knows Lenny Pearce, an incredible producer,
Yeah, amazing.
DJ.
Yeah.
You guys actually do some stuff, collaborations on the stage for the Wiggles as well.
Yeah.
I've seen him there with his long ass, what's it called?
Ponytail.
Ponytail, but it's like an avatar from the movie Avatar.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
got that
Looks sick,
long
yeah.
thing, and he does remixes to all like childhood songs or
Yeah.
TV shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And what did you like? Give him a little bone there to come in, or was it like did they ask for him to come in as well?
So yeah, no,
Because it's slowly turning into
So there actually is. So Dorothy has started DJing. So Lenny has worked closely with Dorothy, and there
Dorothy?
actually is a Wiggles OG album that has been
Not
made.
Dorothy the dinosaur.
Dorothy the
The
dinosaur?
dinosaur, yeah. So we're
Obviously, who else would it be? It's the Wiggles.
Dorothy the dinosaur. There's only one
Dorothy
Dorothy.
the
Wait, there's an
dinosaur.
OG album
Dorothy
coming
the
out.
girl.
So Lenny's worked with Dorothy to put together, and so it's mainly OG songs.
Yeah.
There's about 15 songs. So there's an OG EDM album coming out that we're going to be playing at Hello Sunshine Festival.
Are you serious?
Next
Yeah,
month.
oh, have you seen these guys fully perform like for like over 18s? Never? You've
Whoa,
never seen that?
I know. Oh, can you put my headphones back
Yeah,
in?
throw it back in.
Wait, what is
I-
Dorothy doing again? I
She's
missed
DJing.
that. So
So
Dorothy's
she's been working with Lenny. Yeah. So they've put together an OG album. So this is
Right.
it's an EDM album that's a kind of a dance album.
that
OG
is
songs.
the
And Lenny's remixing it
coolest
as well
idea.
with
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
Okay, sick.
Yeah, so it's that comes out soon, and we'll actually be playing the tracks at Hello Sunshine Festival in Melbourne, 2nd of March. So we'll be there I'll be there with Anthony and Dorothy, DJ Dorothy. It's called Sound System.
DJ Dorothy.
I
Will
missed
DJ
that.
Dorothy be
That's
dressed
so
up
cool.
as
It's got these big Dorothy dinosaur headphones.
That's mad.
I know the kid Leroy brought you guys out, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Invite
That's-
us down. Yeah, that was a fun experience.
Would you do a feature with like Leroy on like a
Yeah.
breakup album or something?
With the Wiggles?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Why not? A breakup. I don't know how relevant that would be for the Wiggles.
For a
Wiggles audience,
4-year-old
but-
going through heartache.
Is it hard knowing you have to always like put all your creative energy towards younger kids when you've had a background like Justice Crew, which was
Yeah.
always older market?
It was different to kind of make that transition because, writing a song for a child is different to writing a song for, pop culture.
Yeah.
And I think learning that transition and making, about education and it's got to be inspiring and also catchy, annoying for adults, but it's got to be catchy. But I think it's learning that transition, but it's all fun and fulfilling.
But the kids market is huge. Like we were talking about this not too long ago about like YouTube channels where it's dedicated to kids. And I was with my nephew, and this is how I realized they make so much money. He played the one video, I kid you not, at least 50 times.
Yeah.
Just playing. And these videos rack up like 45 million plus views.
Yeah.
Just imagine the revenue stream on YouTube on that. That's crazy.
Again. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, the focus is about children and that's kind of like not really the main focus of it is,
The
about
monetary
streams.
value.
Yeah. I guess it is there but it's mainly making it, kids focused, and I think
Yeah.
that's the main idea.
No, that's
I
good.
love that. And you've been married, and with your missus, are you
Yeah.
looking to have a family as well? And will the kids
You
be
have
little
kids, don't
Wiggles?
you?
No, I don't have kids yet.
Okay.
So, but me and my wife would love to have kids. She has PCOS, which is it makes it more difficult to conceive, and I think working through that, once that's all cleared and positive, we'll be able to have children.
Can you
Beautiful.
say what's PCOS?
So it's polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Okay, yep, and that's
so-
actually quite common.
It is,
I know
yeah.
a
It
few
is
very
girls
common,
that do have that. Okay, cool. So you're working through that, and how's that going? How are you guys
Yeah, it's-
working through that?
Yeah, it's good. We're learning a lot more about it, and I think there's a lot that doctors and things don't know about it.
Yeah.
And I think everyone is different too, so it's also managing that and also knowing how to correct it. But it also takes time and
Yeah.
and it is frustrating, but it's
Yeah, of course.
but it's We'll work it out.
It's part of the journey, and
Exactly.
it makes it all that more special too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because when the kid does come and the kids come, it's the whole life changing thing, and
Yeah, exactly.
you never know. You don't know how good of a person you are until you actually have a kid.
Exactly.
And you don't know
I
what
can't
love
wait.
is until they come too. So
Yeah.
all the best, and I do hope
Oh.
and pray that it
Yeah.
all works out for
Thanks,
you
man.
when,
sure
when
it
the
will.
time's right for you guys.
I'm sure it will.
That's great.
No.
Oh, you're gonna buy a little cute little like purple skinny for the kid.
Wonder if your kid loves another wiggle more than you. It's like, that's a cooler wiggle,
You know what?
the red
I
wiggle.
don't mind.
No one's going to believe, like, I'm just going back to being in primary school right now. And if a kid came up to me and was like, yeah, my dad's a wiggle, I'd be like, shut up, your dad's
Yeah,
not
I'm
a
like, I don't
wiggle.
believe you.
So you're gonna have to pick up your kid wearing the Wiggles
Yeah.
outfit.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think there's a period where they think you're cool, and then once they grow out of it, they're like, Dad, don't pick me up. So
Yeah.
Aw.
Or don't wear the skivvy anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see that happening.
On a side note, John, you'd consider us friends, right? Yeah.
What have you got over there?
Oh no, I was just curious. Like, hypothetically speaking, if I had a niece,
Yeah.
which I do, and if she was to have a birthday, which she probably is going to have a birthday, would you just show up for me wearing the free,
make him the-
free of
Flex.
charge?
Anything
make him
for
the
friends,
greatest.
you know?
Get him the make him the greatest uncle there ever was.
Yeah.
Oh, honestly, just once, just
I'll
one
just
year.
show up, bang.
And we'll make sure it's a year where they will remember it, right? Like their 5th or 6th birthday, not the 2 or 3.
This is more
right?
for
What's the point?
Yaz than his nieces.
Yeah.
Or
Do
worse,
it for your birthday, anyone's birthday.
worst comes to worse, I'll just get Len to put on the outfit.
Yeah, that's
He's
true.
your twin, and then
That's what Lenny's there for.
Here's your backup.
how many siblings do you have?
So I've got twin brothers. So there's 7 boys and 1 girl.
8.
Holy
a family of 8.
Wow.
Get that right? Yeah.
And are you the golden child?
I
I
don't
mean
know.
the purple. Wait, hold on.
The purple.
The golden child.
the purple child.
Are you like middle, oldest, youngest? Where do you sit?
So my dad's 92.
Yeah.
And he's had
Your dad is
3.
92 years old.
92.
Wow.
So my oldest brother is 68. I think.
Okay, so
And my-
you were very he was.
So that's a
older.
half brother. So that's a half brother 68, 69 now. And my youngest is a sister, and she's 22.
Yeah, okay.
Wow, what a spread! What a
23
spread of
now.
age.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible. How was it like growing up with like 8 siblings? I'm just so curious.
It's because there's a big age gap. I grew up with my twin brother, younger
Yeah.
sister, and an older brother. So there was only 5 of us.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, they were out
Still
with
quite-
Because they
family
were
and
out of
stuff,
the, yeah.
Like, they've already moved out, and their kids were our age, so they're like.
So
one
your
of cousins,
cousins are-
second cousins. They're like, I was an uncle.
That all makes sense.
What do you mean?
Their nephew is the same age as them, and I never understood
so-
what was going on. I thought it was your cousin or
Oh,
your brother.
Ray. You're talking about Ray?
So you know Ray.
Now it
Yeah.
all makes sense.
So he's my nephew. So his dad is my half brother.
Yeah.
Wow.
Holy crap.
We just say cousins. It's just a lot more easy to
Yeah.
explain.
Yeah, of course. No, you don't want people like me hanging around going, whoa.
Wow.
I get it. Well, is there anything else you'd love to leave for our audience from the man himself, the Purple Wiggle, John Pearce?
No, just check it out and go onto YouTube and watch the Wiggles. It's for adults too.
Oh, now it is, yeah.
Yeah, so it's for all ages. Just check out the new content. It's great.
Are the Wiggles going to be doing an OnlyFans anytime soon?
What's that?
He's media trained.
Well, we'll see. That actually might be a good business spot.
No, God.
Like, if I
Eventually.
was Anthony,
Eventually, yeah,
I'd,
I
I'd
get
be putting him straight onto the OnlyFans.
Well, let's be
Wiggle
honest.
account.
It's not like the kids are going to see it. The kids don't have credit cards. It's the mums that have the credit cards.
No, you
Think of the
ruin
revenue
everyone's
stream. Have you had
childhood.
that
I
discussion?
think it's a good look.
Yeah.
You end up on maths, maybe.
Yeah. We'll see.
Enough for me.
All right, well, John Pearce, Purple Wiggles, thank you so much for coming
Awesome.
through, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
It's already cancelled. Make sure you subscribe for more like this.
Already cancelled.
If you like the podcast, prove it. Like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to leave us a cheeky review.